Hello everyone, welcome to the Old Man and the Read. My name is Jerry. I've been trying to incorporate more nonfiction into my channel. Some of it's a little more difficult to do because usually I try to talk about a certain writer and talk about the books by those writers. And there are some of the nonfiction that I can do that with, but a lot of it is more, I just read maybe one or two books by a writer. And so I'm going to try to incorporate talking about categories instead of just a specific writer. And so today I'm going to talk about early hominids, the books I've read about early hominids. So with that, I'll begin showing the books. The first is titled The Link, and this one's a little sketchy for the subject, but I think it actually does fit. This is about a 47-year-old fossil of a lemur-like animal that seems to be a bridge between lemurs and monkeys, which then eventually evolved into modern humans. But most of the book is about the evolution process and geological periods. Next book I have is really quite a marvelous book. It's Origins, subtitled Human Evolution Revealed, by Douglas Palmer. It's more of a coffee table format, but it's just an exceptionally good book. It's filled with illustrations and photographs and maps, and has some really incredible facial reconstructions that have been done of the various species of humans. They're scattered throughout the book, similar to the photo on the cover, but just really great illustrations. The book itself is based, or is broken into two sections, and then in each of the sections, the chapters are basically a standalone narrative of the subject. But the first half consists of short chapters focusing on one specific early hominid of each one early hominid species, and so each chapter is focused on just those. And then the second half focuses on more global migration of humans, and the chapters are about the spread of into Europe, Asia, and Australia, and then eventually America. The next book I have is Before the Dawn by Nicholas Wade, and the first part of the book is basically a fairly comprehensive discussion of biological and cultural evolution of humans over the past 1.7 million years, and then it gets into their migration out of Africa. The second half is a little more wide-ranging, and it discusses race, religion, and genetic history. The next book is The Humans Who Went Extinct by Clive Finlayson, and the book is mostly about Neanderthals, and Finlayson speculates that the primary reason for the extinction of Neanderthals and the survival of modern humans was climatic, and he points out that modern humans were better suited for adaptation to the changes. The next book I have is The Neanderthals Rediscovered by Dimitri Papagianni and Michael Moores. This is basically a reassessment of our thinking about Neanderthals. The book makes the case that for a much more intelligent, much brighter and linguistically gifted people than had previously been thought. But it's a great overview of what the current knowledge of that we have of Neanderthals. The next book is Masters of the Planet by Ian Tattersall, and this is a comprehensive look at human evolution. It talks about bipedalism and its advantages, and also about how hominids developed a more cooperative behavior that seemed to be beneficial for them. It talks about the rather sudden appearance of modern humans, and he believes this came through, in his words, short-term events of major developmental reorganization by minor structure innovations at the DNA level. So in other words, genetic mutation. The next book is Lone Survivors by Chris Stringer. This is another fairly detailed overview of some of the major discoveries of early hominid fossils. The book is actually written as if the author believes the reader has some prior knowledge in the subject, and it's written in a more academic style. He talks about how humans evolved in Africa about 200,000 years ago, and then how they began spreading into Europe, Asia, and Australia about 50,000 years ago. He talks about their behavior and explains their ability to survive by their ability to adapt to climate change that seems to have ended other species. The next book I have is Cro-Magnon by Brian Fagan, and it's an interesting and an informative book. He talks about a wide range of subjects and covers basically the first 200,000 years of human history and migration into Europe and Asia. He discusses that Cro-Magnons are the first modern humans, and talks about their interactions or probable interactions with Neanderthals. And he has a theory that Cro-Magnons' superior brain is the reason for Neanderthal distinction, because they couldn't compete. And the last book I have is titled The Mind in the Cave by David Lewis Williams. And this book, it mostly focuses on prehistoric art, cave art, and its ties to the emergence of consciousness and self-awareness. And the book basically is about consciousness and discusses the use of mysticism and shamanism and dreaming in the cave art. But those are the books I've read on early hominids. A fascinating subject with a wide range of discussion in each of the books. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you on another. Thanks.